I think sexual assault is rape.
Sexual assault is assaulting someone sexually.
So sexual assault's like straight up rape, right?
To me, sexual assault is physically aggressive behavior that makes someone feel sexually violated.
Sexual assault is a non-consensual sexual activity ranging from unwanted sexual touching to forced intercourse.
The main issue is that we have to get people to understand that behaviors that we think or that they think or their friends think are normal are actually not okay. Because I'm going to pledge, sure, I'll pledge that I'm not going to sexually assault somebody because I think sexual assault is rape only, right? But I'm going to still pressure my girlfriend to do something with me that I know she's not comfortable with. So really you are committing sexual assault, but you don't know it, right? So we have to first get out there and educate people about really when we're talking about this, it's much broader than just that kind of forcible stranger in the bushes.
What is the cause of sexual assault?
So really, sexual assault is not a women's problem, even though we've characterized it as such for years and years and years. It's really a men's problem because we've created a culture of masculinity that encourages and permits that sort of thought and behavior to happen. But there are books about pornography on my shelves because I really do think in a culture that has really predicated itself on adult entertainment as being very normal for teenage boys, for example, to watch, what impact is that having on men? So we talk about what does that teach us about how sex should happen as men. And then, so then usually that list is very aggressive, dominant, humiliate, like we like in that type of entertainment, it's very humiliating toward women, whatever. But that so is not the men of character that we want to be. So men are supposed to be loyal and trustworthy and hardworking and dedicated and protectors. And I'm like, so why does this not meet this anymore? We focus so much on women saying, okay, women don't wear a short skirt, because if you wear a short skirt, guys just can't control themselves. I think we should give men a little bit of credit and say some men might not be able to, right? Not to say, well, it's your fault because you wore the skirt. So when a sexual assault might happen, immediately that woman or the victim typically will turn into blame. Everything's about blame. So I sponsor what I call Masculinity on Mondays. So like the first one we had, we started talking about conformity and feelings. And I said, well, you know, what do you do when you feel lonely? So there's 4 men in the room. One male goes, I'm going to go out and try to find a girl to hook up with. And 3 of them said, if I don't do that, I'm going to masturbate. Now, there's no way in anything that those men would ever say that in front of other people, in front of women. Not going to happen, right? But in that moment, I can be like, wow. So what does it say about us as men that when we feel things, we have to be sexually active? And then they go, oh, crap. Right? So those 5 men are getting it.
How do we stop sexual assault?
My approach to sexual violence prevention is always twofold. So part of it is when I talk with single-sex female audiences, which is, I try to do as much of this education in gender-specified groups as possible, because I think the message has to be different. So to me, the key of addressing sexual violence prevention cannot be, it cannot be a women's-only issue. It has to be everybody. Assault and sexual violence, we need to get men to understand that we have to be different people in the end. And there are some really awesome positive outcomes of masculinity, conformity. But by and large, they're pretty negative. You don't have to be like this. That it takes a lot to not be like this. But if you can find a group of men to all not be like this together, then you're creating a whole different gender norm. So nobody wants to be made fun of, so you're going to stay in your little box. So we got to get people either to help expand the box or break it and see that by breaking it, it's okay. And that they're rewarded for that behavior and they're seen as to be good people.
The Red Flag Campaign is a public awareness campaign designed to address dating violence on college campuses. The campaign was created using a bystander intervention strategy, encouraging friends and other campus community members to say something when they see warning signs or red flags for dating violence in a friend's relationship.
The Green Dot campaign was developed to encourage others to stop power-based personal violence, as well as the choice to tolerate, justify, or perpetuate violence by implementing the bystander intervention. The awareness campaign provides a map of your community, campus, or neighborhood and places a red dot on a spot where there is an act of violence. These red dots will switch to green dots when someone makes a stand against violence.
Lafayette has produced some awareness on the topic of sexual assault, but there is still so much more that can be done. Gene Kelly has successfully created programs regarding this issue, but he needs our help to further these efforts in order to stop sexual assault and sexual violence on our campus. Let's help protect each other.
In a completely amazingly awesome, yes, everyone's equitable world, I would believe that women should be able to do anything that they want to do without fear. Anybody should be able to do what they want to do without fear of getting hurt from that.